Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Oyster Radio. So today, I am bringing you news of incredibly exciting new decks, which are going to be coming out in Japan on March the 15th. Now, for those of you paying attention, it is currently Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, incidentally. And that means that these decks are coming out in 1 month and 1 day from today. Now, these were revealed on PokeKAnews.com, and essentially we're getting 6 new decks, each of which is a 60-card deck with all the various things you would expect, coin, burn marker, GX marker, etc., 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 card box, player's guide, but it includes a GX. Now, weirdly enough, right, it also includes a deck band. A fancy, big, chunky rubber band that you put around your deck. Now, we all learned when we were children, when we all did this is a bad idea. It does not keep your cards in good condition. So that's a little bit scary. But what do we actually see here? Well, all 6 of the Pokemon have been confirmed in this article, and some of them are old friends. We're getting a Mewtwo GX, a Charizard GX, a Raichu GX, and a Gyarados GX. Now, we've already had all of these, and we don't know if these are new GXs or whether these are reprints of the existing GX. We don't have any information to either confirm or deny such a suggestion. But here's the thing. We actually have 2 new Pokemon which are going to be confirmed as getting GXs in this set. And they are Pinsir GX and Wigglytuff GX. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting a Wigglytuff GX. I cannot be the only one that hears that news and gets just a little bit excited. It's Jigglypuff! We're getting a Jigglypuff GX. Now, easy to make out. We can see that this is clearly Pinsir, and we can see that this is clearly Wigglytuff. So, this isn't some rumour, ladies and gentlemen. Wigglytuff GX confirmed. Pinsir GX confirmed. The other thing is, the price of these seems a little bit like redonkulously cheap. So, in Japan, you're going to be paying 1,980 yen for one of these decks. Bearing in mind you get a full 60-card deck with a bunch of accessories and GXs. And that comes in at $18. That really does not seem terribly expensive at all. This seems very, very nice indeed. You'll also see from this terrible, terrible little picture here that this do include deck bands. Yeah, they seem to be like those charity big chunky bands that people wear, except you put them around your deck. I am not a fan of putting this around my deck, but as a cool little fun curiosity of, hey, this could be kind of fun, but I am never putting them around my deck, this could be kind of cool. The biggest question we have with these decks: are they going to be reprints of the existing GXs? Now, the interesting one here, of course, is Charizard. Charizard, we did get a GX back in Burning Shadows, which has deck is kind of fun. And the fact that it does 300 damage, okay, it might be for 5 energy. It might have to discard 3 of them. But the fact that it does 300 damage, I mean, that's got to be worth a little bit of a play, has it not? That has got to be worth having a little bit of a look at sooner or later. So, yeah, that's kind of fun, ladies and gentlemen. That's kind of cool. And then, of course, we've had revealed the Charizard GX from Detective Pikachu that does 200 for 5 energy, but it's more colourless and there's no discarding. And then 250 for 5 energy, same energy cost, while discarding 1 energy from each of your opponent's Pokemon. Which, interestingly enough, of course, is the same as Gyarados' GX attack, but Gyarados doesn't do 250 damage. Now, the Gyarados GX has seen almost no play as it happens so far. Again, it seems interesting enough. I made a video a little while ago suggesting maybe using this with Kiawe, because water for colorless energy, 100 damage, but 200 if there's a stadium and discard it. And in the age of stadium cards like Thunder Mountain, this could be fun. Then the aforementioned GX attack that gets rid of energy. It's not seen a huge amount of play, but you never know. The two better ones here are Mewtwo and Raichu. Mewtwo has seen a little bit of play in some Psychic decks. We've seen it played a little bit with Malamar. 30 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon doesn't probably add up quickly enough. But a GX attack that does 200 damage and goes through any effects on the defending Pokemon, there's a lot of potential here. And of course, let's not forget, other Malamar decks are generally playing Dawnwing's Necrozma, which can get immunity for a turn. And then we can look at Lusamine Prism Star, which has started to be played by some of these pesky Ultra Beast decks, and you've got a potentially useful attack. 60 damage, heal 30 for 2 energy is not great. But I think the gold standard of the ones that's currently been released is Raichu GX. You see, Raichu GX does 160 for free energy, but between the aforementioned Thunder Mountain, which brings it down to a lightning and a colorless attack cost, and Tapu Koko Prism Star that can attach an energy from the discard pile, you're essentially looking here at a single energy attack to do 160, and with a choice band, you're getting a one-hit KO on stuff like Buzzwole. That's pretty gosh darn good to me. Then, of course, we can do 20 damage for each lightning energy attached to all of our Pokemon. But we've now got Pachirisu, which has got Snuggly Generator, which lets you attach an energy from your deck to each of your Pokemon that has Nuzzle. With the one-pack blisters from Team Up, we've just got the Pikachu back with Nuzzle. And then, of course, we got a Molga in Team Up as well, which has the ability which lets you search for one Pokemon with Nuzzle and put it into your hand. So, frankly, Nuzzle's making a comeback, and I did make a Nuzzle deck video the other day. I'll pop a link to that one in the description. But Raichu could be making a comeback. So, do we want these 4 GXs back? Arguably Raichu and Mewtwo, arguably not Gyarados and Charizard. And again, this is not particularly clear by any stretch of the imagination. But if we go back to the image of these decks, and I put the 4 existing GXs up on the screen, they look like new art. Now, they could just be alternate art promos. We've seen plenty of alternate art promos in our day. I mean, goodness, we've only just got tinned with alternate arts of stuff like Sylveon GX. So it's not exactly like alternate arts are completely unprecedented. These could be alternate art cards. But I keep going back to the whole, well, there's 2 new ones here. Why would they give 2 of the 6, 1/3 of them brand new, never before seen GXs, and Wigglytuff and Pinsir are confirmed never before seen GXs, while also giving us 4 reprints? I would assume they'd be all reprints, or they'd be a bunch of new ones. Now, interestingly enough, what does make me a little bit apprehensive, now I'm using Google Translate, can be played with family. That suggests to me that we are looking at slightly less complicated cards and potentially not great cards. I think there is a potential here that we're going to be getting cards that are not particularly great, that are not the most viable of cards, which in and of itself would be kind of sad. So my enthusiasm here I would describe as muted. I do love that we're getting Wigglytuff and Pinsir GX, and anytime we get new GXs I get excited, but the fact that they are specifically referred to as family GXs makes me that little bit more apprehensive. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 6 new GXs have been confirmed. Well, at least 2, but I'm thinking 6. And they're out 1 month tomorrow. That's literally 4 weeks and 1 day. So we are definitely not going to have to wait that long to see them. You know at this stage that when these cards are revealed and we do know what they do, I will be bringing you a video about each of them, showing you how fun they are. But for now, I'd like to know your predictions. I'd like to know how excited you are. So please do go nuts in the comment section. Go nuts. But please do remember the most important rule. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/TheWasi. patreon.com/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WossiePlays, where we talk about other games. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.